Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Now on the channel, the last couple of videos that I've done, we've been talking about martial arts cinema, particularly female martial artists. And I did a video talking about Cynthia Rothrock, which prompted a mailbag question asking about modern action movie stars. And I kind of got into a few examples, talking about people like Gina Carano and also Ronda Rousey as well, from a point of view of they came at this from a sports history and career and came into doing movies. Now, they aren't the only ones that were doing it, obviously. I was kind of coming to it from that angle of that's one avenue you can look down when it comes to action stars. There is one in particular that I didn't mention. I thought she deserves her own video. Now, it's unfortunate she's not done that many films that you would actually recognise her in. She's called AmyJohnston. Now, I've got a couple of her films on DVD, but there's not much else to go through. She's done a lot of good stunt work in movies, particularly in some of the Marvel movies. I think she was Scarlett Johansson's stunt double as Black Widow. And I think she's done the odd DC thing as well, from what I understand. But yeah, it's a real shame she's not done more stuff. But I'm going to cover who she is now, and we'll just come back and we'll have a look at some of the films of hers that I have seen that I recommend. So enjoy.
Back to the shadow. Back to the shadow.
AmyJohnston has carved out a distinctive niche in modern action cinema, not by following the traditional Hollywood route, but by blending elite stunt work with on-screen presence. Her career reflects a broader shift in the genre, one where authenticity, physical skill and independent production have become just as important as a big studio backing. Johnson first gained recognition not as a leading actress but as a stunt performer. She doubled for major stars in high-profile films like Captain America, The Winter Soldier and Deadpool, quietly building a reputation for precision and athleticism. This background matters because unlike many action leads, Johnson doesn't rely on editing tricks to sell a fight. She is the fight. Her transition into starring roles came through independent action films, which I'm going to get into, particularly Lady Bloodfight. While the film itself received mixed reviews, Johnson's performance stood out. She brought a physical credibility reminiscent of classic martial arts cinema, echoing the spirit of stars like Cynthia Rothrock, but updated for a digital global audience. What makes Johnson's career especially interesting is how it aligns with the rise of online and indie action filmmaking. Collaborations with creators like Eric Jacobus and appearances in viral fight choreography, difficult word to say, videos helped her reach audiences outside traditional cinema. In many ways, she represents a new kind of action star, one whose fanbase is built as much on YouTube and streaming platforms as it is on theatrical releases. There's also a larger cultural significance to her work. Female action stars have often been framed through stylization or spectacle, but Johnson's appeal lies in capability. Her performances emphasise skill over image, contributing to a gradual redefinition of what audiences expect from women in action roles. In the end, AmyJohnston's career isn't about blockbuster dominance, it's about evolution. She stands at the intersection of stunt performance, independent filmmaking and digital media, helping to push action cinema towards something more grounded, more inclusive and more real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back and I'm going to show you some of my videos that I've got in my collection. Unfortunately, it's not as many as we've done in previous similar videos. The last couple of videos I was talking about Cynthia Rothrock. So anyway, you get the picture. Let's cut back. Now, as I say on a previous video, I was doing a mailbag response because one of my viewers, Paul Cage, who's also appeared on the channel, was asking about credibility when it comes to female action movie stars and martial arts cinema. I think a lot of the damage has been done not just with the lack of that genre just in general being as big as it used to anyway, But also we've seen a lot of girl boss type movies and even the superhero stuff, which had a pretty bit of a good run really from around about 2005 when you had like the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, and I would say it kind of ended around about 2019, pre-COVID anyway, basically, when you really started to see
The message.
coming into the movies. Obviously, there was that scene in Avengers Endgame where all the female characters kind of converge in like one scene, and it was just too in your face and too dumb. That was the thing. I mean, I get it, like you want to have something for the girl audience, but that wasn't it. And of course, there was a message that was being pushed as well, which kind of tied in with intersectional far left woke identity politics, which this video isn't going to get into. But when you talk about reputational damage, that really is something that has hit hard. So when you're looking at like Disney movies and you've got these remakes that they did with these insufferable actresses, that's your damage for the credibility. And it's a real shame because there have been some really good ones. AmyJohnston, like I say, is a really good one to follow, and it's really sad that she's not done more stuff because she's really good. Not just in the stunt work that she's done, but in the movies that she's been the lead in. So there's two in particular, well, three actually. Two in particular I'm going to start with that are available on DVD. One is called Female Fight Club. This one has Dolph Lundgren in a smaller role. He plays her father in the movie from memory. I've only actually seen this once, to be fair, but do a rewatch of it. It was a very good film. Like I say, I enjoyed it. That's why I've got a copy of it. It's one that I will rewatch. Definitely one to recommend. Nothing to do with the movie Fight Club. It's not like an Ocean's 8 or Female Ghostbusters, like whatever. It's just kind of cashing in on the name, I suppose. But good film, anyway. Straight to video movie, as you kind of expect. Don't go in expecting anything too epic. But this one is very good. It's called Lady Blood Fight. Now, if you're familiar with the film Bloodsport, of course you're familiar with that movie. There's a lot of sequels to that. There was the Daniel Bernhardt sequel, but there's a lot of what I call unofficial sequels. I mean, they're in no way actual sequels if you want to be literal about it, but kind of the movies that the people have made, I think that in their head, this movie's kind of set in the world of Bloodsport. So you'll have like the Kumite in it, for example. There's plenty of films like that, whether it's, what's that with Bolo Young? I think it was this one, Blood Fight. No connection to Lady Blood Fight, other than the similar title, but obviously, and in fact I think he even plays like a similar character with the same name. Obviously he was in Bloodsport as well. There's a lot of these kind of movies that sort of feel like they should be canon with the film Bloodsport in a way. This is another one of them. Obviously there was The Last Kumite as well, very good film. But this was probably the better of the two when it came to these two anyway. Lady Blood Fight is a very good one. Definitely recommend it, and she's very good in that movie as well. There is, before I let you go, there is one other film, if I can find it. It's in my Scott Adkins collection. There's a couple of movies that he did. Accident Man, and she's in the first one. So I strongly recommend these films. This is the first one, and you can see there she is on the cover. She's got a pretty good role in this. It's a small part in it, but she has a really good fight with Scott Adkins in it. She's got a very memorable character as well. So yeah, definitely somebody to check out. Anyway, like I say, it's just sad that there's not a lot to go at in terms of her filmography. But what she has done is very good, and this was quite a few years ago as well, by the way. Some of these movies were like 10 years ago, so if she hasn't been doing a lot more main lead roles since then in movies, because I think she's done a few small bits and pieces, and like TV stuff as well. It's just a shame, like I say, that she didn't really take off, but like Scott Adkins, I guess she was just kind of a bit behind the time when it came to these movies being a big thing, because I think if she'd have been around in the 80s, she'd have been as talked about today as Cynthia Rothrock is. So I wouldn't say it's anything to do with being female, because there's plenty of like male action stars as well that you just think, damn, it's just a shame that they didn't like do more stuff or do much bigger stuff. So again, I don't buy that she was held back because she was female or anything like that. I just think that the marketplace speaks when there's a demand for that kind of stuff, and unfortunately people were more into your superhero movies and like Anthony Mackie said, you're not going to the movies to see an Anthony Mackie movie or a Robert Downey Jr. movie. You're going to see Iron Man and the Falcon and all those other people. You're not actually going to see the actual movie stars. So I think it was it's been a bad era for movie stars in general on a big scale, but that's affected your smaller actors as well, and especially in this genre, which isn't quite what it once was, unfortunately. You do see people like her and male counterparts just not really having the kind of careers that I would say they deserve. So that's my thought on that anyway. So we're going to be doing more videos talking about 80s and 90s action stars in particular. We also like to talk about some of the more modern stuff when it's worthy of it, and she definitely is that. Right, I'm going to leave there and say thank you very much for watching.